Welcome to the Business of Being a Postgrad, the podcast where we share real stories, experiences, and insights from postgraduate students here at Durham University Business School. Each episode explores the highs, the challenges, and everything in between. In this episode, I'm joined by Amrutha, an MSc Finance, Economics and Finance student from India. Amrutha shares her experiences celebrating Holi, life in her college, and how she's making the most of the additional opportunities offered alongside the MSc Finance degree. Amrutha also reflects on the challenges she's overcome and the highlights from her journey so far. To start us off, we'll dive into life, your experiences, your journey to Durham, and what made it feel like the right place for you. Hi, I'm Amrutha. Welcome to the Business of Being a Postgrad. Thank you for joining us today. If you could just start by telling everybody about yourself, what you're studying and where you come from.
I'm from India. It's a southern part of India. It's called Hyderabad. And I've done my undergrad in economics. It's one thing I wanted to add. It's a funny thing how I got into economics because when I was unsure, I was only sure that I didn't want to take any sciences. Mm-hmm. But then when I took economics, it was a surprise because someone told me it was not too tough. Mm-hmm. And that's a questionable thing. But yeah.
What are you currently studying here?
I'm doing MSc Finance and Economics together. Yeah.
So you still wanted to have a little bit of economics in your master's degree?
Yes, because I believe that the finance part is mostly related to how the economy around works, how the markets work. So I didn't want to leave that behind. So yeah.
And what was it that drew you to the UK for that master's?
UK was the only country that I was looking at at that time, but what drew me to Durham was my aunt, to be specific, because I was looking at places in London because we have this myth that says networking happens really well in London, so I was only looking at London, but then my aunt told me about Durham, actually showed me the university, and then
Did she study at Durham?
No, she stays nearby, so she knows everything about the university and how good the university has been doing. So yeah, she's been the support for that.
Your aunt advised you about Durham. Does she live locally?
She lives in Newcastle. It's probably like 30 minutes away from Durham and 10 minutes by train. So I think I do the commute once in a while, so...
Is it nice being back in a little bit of a larger city?
Yes, it is. It's always good to have something huge somewhere near you, because it's always easy for you to go there and participate even in the events or anything, whatever is happening in Newcastle, so yeah.
And do you look forward to returning to Durham to the quieter?
Yes, I do, yeah.
It's a nice train ride in and seeing the cathedral over the viaduct as well.
And especially the river walk, it's even the forest walk, because where I live, I have to take the forest route, and it's so good.
The forest route to the business school?
Yeah. And it's so good. I look forward to having that walk every once in a while.
And how does studying in the UK compare to studying in India?
I think UK is more practical based because in India it was more theoretical. That's one thing I had the issue with, because in India it was all theoretical and it was easy to learn is what I felt, but especially when it comes to economics, the practical part was the transition was a little tough.
Had you visited the UK beforehand?
No, it was my first time. Yeah.
What was your first impression of the UK, of Durham, when you arrived here?
It was quiet, and I come from a city, so it's always the hustle. But when I came to Durham for the first time, it was really quiet, and I thought that I was scared for a second, but then because it was too quiet for me. But then I am loving the place now. I do not know how I'll go back to my city.
We have colleges here in Durham, Collegiate University. Would you share what college you're a member of?
I'm from Chads, and I stay.
You stay in Chads. Have you been involved much with any societies or any activities within the college? I
go to the formals, some of the formals of Chads, but that's it. And Chads is a gowned college.
Did you know what a formal was before you came here?
No. I'm
maybe
still...
You're still learning?
Yeah.
Would you like to maybe explain what a formal is for some of them?
So a formal is like a dinner we have with everyone seated. So we have a gown formal, so we wear a gown. It's a nice dinner session. Sometimes the dinner is followed by a research forum, but yeah.
Okay, interesting. Have you been able to kind of make some connections and some friends here when you got into Durham?
Yes. All my friends are from different places. Once probably very few are from India. I think that's one thing about Durham, where it's not concentrated to one place. We have different people and different people from different countries especially. So I did make quite a few friends from different places.
Different programs as well, because obviously through the college you can meet people outside of the business school.
Yes, but most of them are concentrated to my academic core, because the last semester was mostly academic for me, so I was completely into that.
And as an international student, how have you found the community of other international students in Durham supportive?
I actually find it really supportive, because every time there's an examination or anything coming up, there's always a mail that is followed by the exam date or anything like that sort with, if you need any help, you can reach out to us. So I think that's something that made me feel more inclusive. And adding that, we have a collegiate system. So I think that makes me feel like I'm a part of a community.
And have you had much opportunity to explore much of the surrounding areas or the UK?
I've only been to York,
okay.
apart from Durham, but yeah, I have explored a bit of Durham.
Were you familiar with Durham and its Harry Potter
familiarity
before you came here?
Yes, I think I was really excited about that. But even till today, I get messages from my friends who are studying from different places. They're like, can you share the pictures? So, yeah.
Have there been any cultural experiences that you've been able to get involved with since coming to Durham?
I think one thing I'd miss back from India is probably the festivals, because every festival is celebrated. Even if some festivals we miss out in India, we don't miss out here. So I think I've been part of Holi like a couple of days ago. I think that was fun.
How was that experience? Was there students from not just India taking part?
Again, yes, because not all of them are familiar. They come up to me and they're like, why are you celebrating Holi? And then I'm like, we never thought about it. Because when we were kids, we were taught that, okay, this was Holi, this is what we celebrate, but we never went back and realized like what exactly it is. So I think I did that. I went back home and I asked, what are we celebrating Holi for? I think that reflection was there this time. And I've seen kids from different schools come
like
up with color.
Yeah,
young kids, probably they're like year 1, year 2 kids with color on them, and I felt it's so good to see the culture everywhere.
Everybody embracing Holi. It's nice that you've been able to kind of enjoy some of your own culture here in Durham with other people and share that experience with people who were not familiar with it before. Next up is learning, the academic experiences, challenges and skills that have really shaped your time on the programme. So what made you want to pursue a Masters in Finance, and particularly choose the Finance and Economics pathway?
I did my undergrad in economics, like I said before. So I had a few of the subjects of finance in the last final year of my undergrads, and I enjoyed it a lot more than that I enjoyed when I was doing only pure economics. So I think that's the reason I wanted to do finance. But why economics is because I feel like both of them are linked, and it gives more perspective to the numbers that are on the sheets.
So now that we're in term 2, what are your reflections on term 1 and term 2 and how they differ in your experiences so far?
In term 1, I had 5 subjects. All of them are core. So I had to write exams for all the 5 subjects, which was a rigorous term for me. I initially had 6, but I was suggested to drop one out, which I'm happy that I did, because I used to be here at 9 in the morning and leave at 6 every single day, no matter what, because the workload was a lot, especially because the economics part was more practical based. I had to try mixing both my finance and economics bits and make sure that I was with the coursework. So I think Sem 1 was a little more hectic, but right now I am down to only 3 subjects, and all are like the optional modules. So I am participating in different activities like the CPF. So yeah.
Staying on the modules, those electives you've chosen, what are you currently studying?
I'm doing mergers and acquisitions and portfolio management and financial modeling in AI this semester, yeah.
And those modules in term 1, which ones did you find the most challenging, and how did you overcome those challenges?
We have something called advanced financial theory. I think everyone unanimously would vote that out. That's one of the toughest subjects. But following that, I had microeconomics and macroeconomics that were a little tougher for me. because of the transition especially. Yeah.
Was there a particular project or module that stood out to you in terms of how to apply theory to practice?
More than the module, we were doing as part of one of our competition, we did a DCF evaluation, like the entire evaluation. I think that is something I've learned, and basically making sense of the numbers on the sheet, on an Excel sheet. So I think that's what stood out for me.
So the program covers a wide range of topics and provides strong industry connections. Can you share an example of how that combination has helped you better understand the finance sector?
As part of our CEPF, we had...
So we just explain CPF for people who maybe are not familiar.
So CEPF is like, it's a lot of activities where we have different guest lectures coming in. We have boot camps every weekend. We also had SQL and Python boot camps that majorly help with our core finance. It gives us, it basically gives another push to what we are understanding already. So I feel those are the activities that usually I attend, which give me a lot of help, add in a lot.
The certificate and engagement practice is a CPF you're referring to, and the Zero to Hero boot camps. Are you really enjoying making the most of these additional experiences?
Yes, because I never thought that I'll come to university on a weekend, but yeah, I'm coming on every weekend, because we had like one weekend we had a complete SQL, and one weekend we had a M&A workshop, we had Python for finance. So I think all of these helped me with the coursework as well, where Python has helped me with the data and everything. There's
also some additional opportunities to get involved with, such as the stock pitch challenge. Is that something you've participated in?
Yes, it was initially we had to submit a report. We were given the Rolls-Royce holdings, and we had to submit a report with the valuation and everything. And then we got shortlisted into the presentation, where we had a panel that came and that heard to our presentations and gave us a final, probably like they have given us a final feedback, and we've come second.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, so it was a team project. So I think that was like one of the major things that I've learned, because I've never realized how the valuation works, but the entire process helped me a lot with the understanding how the companies actually work on a spreadsheet.
The program is affiliated with CFA affiliated. Was that important when you were making the decision to study at Durham?
I think that is an additional factor. Obviously to be an additional factor, but I think that was not the major reason why. I think probably the curriculum that Durham offered, I think that was a major reason I finalized on the university.
In terms of you saying you work sometimes to stay here quite late, how are you enjoying the facilities at the business school, and how is it supporting your studies?
I think the support is great, the facilities of course, but I feel the support especially from all the professors and everyone, to be honest, because we always constantly get emails, or we can always walk in. At the time that's given, but we can always walk in and we can sit down and ask, we have this doubt, can you please explain us at any time, whenever we are free, when the professor and I as a student am free, we can sit down. So I think that support was the most needed, especially being an international student and not knowing how the curriculum is working. So I think that's what helped me a lot.
And you mentioned earlier that you've made some strong connections with other peers on your cohort. How would you describe the student cohort community on MSc Finance?
So I will give you a small instance. So we were working on the stock pitch, and we had this we had to recommend what we want to do with the stock, and all of us had different opinions. We sat down for like 1 hour. We had to come down to one opinion, and everyone had a strong point. So I believe that everyone is able to put forth their points, and everyone is so good at it that it's very hard to debate your point into it, because it takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of proper understanding of what you're doing. And also the support. Of course, the peers will support.
Sounds like you're learning some kind of management leadership skills aside working in these groups and in these additional experiences. So we'll just talk a little bit about what the exams and the assignments break down and how that works for you on the program.
In the first semester, I had 5 subjects, and in which 2 of them had a breakdown of 30% assignment and 70% exam, and a 40% is group work and a 60% exam. The 40% assignments, it was a group work, and we had to sit together. Even though we had the exams all in the next towards the end, I think we still made sure that we completed all the assignments. It was before the Christmas break. We had to submit the assignments before the Christmas break, and we had the exams after the Christmas break. So,
and what does a kind of a normal week look like for you studying MSc Finance?
Again, it was different in the first semester and different in the second semester, because in the first semester I had classes every single day, at least 2 of them. So the day was me studying, doing my assignments, or it's just work. But right now it's more calm. So I can, right now in the second semester, the week is like probably a 3-day work and a 2-day rest. And the weekend is anyways rest. So. And
in terms of the classroom style, is it seminars, lectures?
We have like a 2-hour lectures and 1-hour seminars for each module. And some of the seminars are once in 2 weeks, and some of the seminars are once every week, and the lectures are every week. We have 1 lecture for every module.
Was that similar to your undergraduate experience in India?
In India we never had practicals separately. They were always included in the module, so it was going hand in hand. But again, one thing I enjoy here was the difference between the practical and the theoretical part, because we were taught theoretically in a proper classroom setting and then practically in a lab. So I think that difference made it easier for me to understand the theory and practical link. But in India, it was a little more different, where we had the theory and practical in the same classroom. And the exams also were, we had like a mid-term and an end term in India. But here we have like a final assignment or final exam towards the end.
The end of the term.
Yeah.
Speaking of those classes, are there any lectures, any professors that you particularly enjoy in their lectures?
I had fun with the economics lectures last semester, and also the M&A module this semester.
We'll round things off with lessons, reflecting on your experiences and sharing advice for future postgrads. So, being an international student, and as you said earlier, never visited the UK before coming here, is there anything that you'd wish you'd known before you came to Durham?
Probably how unpredictable the weather was. I mean, we are already told about it, but you can never predict how the weather is going to be. I think that's the only thing. Other than that, it's easy to settle in when there's a community waiting for you to put you in a place, help you figure it out.
And so far, what's been one of the most rewarding parts of your master's experience?
I think the 9 to 6 that I did in the last term, though it was like rigorous at the moment, but when I look back, it all paid off. It was fun when I was learning. I was sitting through it and figuring everything out, along with the support, of course. But yeah, sitting that long hours, I think that paid off for me.
Is the teaching style here slightly different to what you've experienced in India?
I think this teaching style is different for every professor, because because they're from different backgrounds. Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons I'm enjoying as well, because it's not the same pattern. There's always a different pattern, because every professor teaches in a different way. Looking
ahead, what are you hoping to get out of your degree here, and how will that help you move forward with your plans?
I want to get into investment banking. I know that's a really competitive sector, but somewhere in the future, a good position in the industry of investment banking.
And how's the program helping you move forward into that dream?
I think it's the networking, in the sense we have different guests coming in. We had Mark Haiti come in the last term for the CEPF, but I think when he was talking about his experiences, that gave a lot of insight. So these guest lectures or these events have helped me understand what I really want and where I should work for and what I should actually work in.
Particularly coming from India, how would you advise someone in terms of the cultural differences?
One good thing about Durham is there's all different cultures. So everyone is trying to figure out what the other culture is because everyone is fascinated, including me. So when someone's doing something, I'm always fascinated about how the culture works. So there's no cultural difference because everyone is fitting in really well.
For somebody thinking about studying MSc Finance, would you recommend it?
Yes, because I mean, especially if you want to get into the finance sector, of course. But one thing is the rigor of the course. I believe that it will actually give you an insight into how the real world is going to work. Because though it's fun, but at the end of the day, you have to put in your hard hours into it, late nights. You have to work it out. You have to make sense of what is happening. That will help you in the real world. So I believe Durham is helping me in that particular way.
Are you looking forward to moving into the real world, into the industry?
Yes, I am hoping that I will do good, especially with the support and the information that I've got here.
And are you thinking about staying in the UK, or are you thinking about potentially returning to India?
My first priority is going home, but I'm open again. Yeah.
Open to opportunities and networking, and
Yes,
we have a big alumni community and network in India as well that you'll be able to utilize when you graduate, and you'll be able to go home and hopefully,
Yes.
some of those connections should hopefully help you. So thinking about graduation and your time here at Durham, obviously you've got a few months to go, but is there anything on your bucket list that you really want to do before you leave? Could be professionally or could be socially.
So me and my friends, we were thinking of going through every cafe that's possible in Durham before we leave. But we just couple of them in. But I think we will take off all of the rest by the time we go.
Nice. Any favorites so far?
The Flat White. I have gone to the Flat White. I've gone to the Riverview. I love the pancakes in Riverview.
And one thing that you think you might miss about Durham when you leave?
I think the community, because staying in a big city, you do not come across the same person twice, but here you meet the same person again and again in the same day. You can meet them on streets, you can meet on the street, you can meet them in the business school, but it's always fun to have a known face in the public. So I feel the sense of community is what I'll miss.
Well, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your experience. Wishing you all the best with the rest of your course and what's next for you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Join us next week for more inspiring stories. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. So speaking of pancakes, have you had the opportunity to try many British cuisines? And how does the food here compare to India?
I think one thing that I would miss after going home is the sweets and the desserts, because I think the variety here is way more than back home. But again, reflecting on the main cuisine part, the spice tolerance for like Indians is way higher. So I think I miss the spices a little. Yeah.